Hello everybody and welcome back to Building the Enterprise D here on the channel. In the last video we started taking a look at issue 17. We did the first two stages of that, which were 63 and 64. In today's video we're going to have a look at 65 and 66. So last video was very short and sweet. We started a new deck panel for the underside of the saucer, as well as having a quick look at the pylon skeleton. Let's see if today's issue, or today's stages, are just as short and sweet as well. So I'll see you in a moment for stage 65. Alright, so stage 65. Add 2 more deck panels to your expanding lower saucer assembly, and see their supersized windows light up for the first time. So we know the drill with this one. It's taking one of these panels here, taking all the windows out of these, and just putting them in there. It's always nice and relaxing when it comes to doing this stuff. So I'll just start popping the windows out according to how many we need. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 black windows, and we'll put them in. And while we are popping them in, I'll just ask the standard question: how's everyone doing? You all doing okay? Did you all enjoy last week's video? Sorry that it was short. Sorry that it was so short. I can't talk. I didn't expect it to be quite that short. I thought we'd actually be building up just a little bit more. But I guess not. Sometimes that's going to happen. I'm definitely trying to keep to a structure of 2 stages per video now though, because I think it's a happier medium. Of course, the nature of this build could be that one stage could take ages to do, and another stage could be very, very short, and sometimes you get them paired together. But I just think it's easier to digest like that. It's certainly easier for me when it comes to editing the videos together and scheduling it all. I've had a few moments when I have tried to do all 4 stages, and the time has just been like 1 hour 10, because one particular stage has been far too long. And yeah, I mean, I don't expect they built this kit with people like me in mind, you know, doing YouTube videos of it all. You know, and they shouldn't, you know, don't make things just for some, you know, YouTuber to do it. But yeah. So we're just popping these in here. We're making sure, as it says in the instructions, that the widest edge of these goes towards the wider side. So I don't know if you can really see that, whether it's in focus or not, but there's a wider edge, which is where I've got it pincered with the tweezers. And you just kind of, I mean, if you've seen this technique, if you've been following the videos, you know how I do this by now, but it's just a matter of picking them up, clamping them with the tweezers, and popping them into the window slot. It's very, very easy. I didn't do it for the first few videos, and then someone suggested it to me, and it's just been an absolute life and time saver ever since. Okay, so we've got some clear windows here, and we're going to do exactly the same for that. We're just going to pop them in. I kind of like these windows more than the ones on the top of the saucer, with them being a bit longer. It's easier to get them in there, but they're still just as awkward when you want to move this about. What else? So yeah, what's everyone been up to lately? Hope you're all doing well, and I just want to say, you know, thank you for the continued support on these videos. I believe these videos now, the Enterprise D videos, are actually the most popular ones on the channel. They pull in, you know, within a week they pull in like 200 views. I have been for the past few ones, and that's astounding to me. I think I've admitted this before, but when I started doing this build, part of the reason I wanted to record it was because I wanted to show off the newbies' experience for it all. But I think recording it was kind of an incentive to make sure I kept up doing it. I didn't expect it to get any views. I expected maybe 10 views at most, you know, on them, and diminishing returns ever since, because I just didn't think people would be that interested. And I'm really, really glad that people are, because it's really cool. It's really cool to kind of see the same people again and again in the comments. I've mentioned that before. It's really just cool to see new people pop up from time to time. And I'm just glad people are enjoying them. Okay, so yeah, we've got that. Got the windows attached now. We've secured it with one screw, as it asks us to do. It says here 2 more screws will be fitted along with the lights in the next step. I just take this moment to point out as well, you might have noticed this curved buoy right here. This is not to be fitted until stage 66. This is something they do quite frequently with this build, is they'll pack in a part, and I don't mean like a deck panel or something, but just a random part and go, oh, don't use that yet. And it's like, why not put it in the stage you're meant to use it? I don't know. I don't know how to construct a thing like this. So I can't comment too much, I guess, on it all, but it's strange. So now is something a little bit more daunting and not quite simple. We're going to get the saucer back. Then we're going to plug the lights into the PCB1. We're going to thread the lights through the skeleton. Then we're going to attach it to this. Screw the rest of it down. Then we're going to pop another light on there and screw this onto the saucer. Oh, I'm looking forward to this, he says with nervous apprehension, because I found doing the underside of the saucer so far to be a little bit awkward. But I found it awkward the first few saucer panels I put on the top of the saucer. So it's only going to get easier or better as it goes on. It's always, as I keep pointing out with this build, a lot of it I think is confidence. It's just knowing the limits of the build and knowing that you're not going to break it as easily as you think you might do. I'm not saying, you know, throw it about, but just, it's not going to get damaged quite as easily as you might think. That's all. So, I can see where these go straight away, which is good. So let's get the first set of lights. So what does it say? Are they both the same? Plug both sets of deck panel lights into sockets marked A, and just by looking at them, yep, they are indeed the same, so I don't need to worry about that. My hair's getting longer again, so it's making it a bit awkward for me to lean over. And sorry if you have to put up my massive head in view for a short amount of time. Let's get you in here. I'm in a really good mood today. Don't know why. I say that as if like, oh, I don't know why you're in a good mood. Got no reason to be. But no, just feeling nice and positive, I think. Ooh. I'm feeling just as positive when I knock my light over. That is number 1 in there. And let's get number 2 in there as well. Yeah, there, number 2 is in. God, you've got to have nimble fingers for this thing. So what do we want? So from number 1, we want to, hopefully you can see that, we want to split these cables. Let me pop the light up a bit more. Might have to go turn the overhead lamp on as well. We are going to take the cables, we're going to split them a bit. And it looks like they both go under here, which makes sense to me. So they both go under, pull them out. There we go, they're ready. Right, and the next one, we're going to split it again. And what happens now is the black and red are going to go under here. Oh, I got them. Yeah, they're going to go, both of them go under. The black and red are going to go over there like that. But the green and yellow are going to go through to the other side and live over there for the moment. And then what we're going to do is we're going to bring back our saucer panel, now that that's in place. And we're going to take the yellow and green, right. Gonna have to sit back down for that. I'm running out of desk space here. I need one of those like super massive desks. What we're going to do actually, and loosen it just a little bit. Then on the other side we're going to do the same. There. Right, that's all in now. Then we're going to tighten it back up. Ugh. Then we want to turn the lamp down, apparently. Oh, right, and we want the remaining BP screws on here. One, come on, there's the other one. The other one doesn't want to come out the bag. We're trying. Oh. And that one is in. So that's nice and secure now, and then we'll just get the other one nice and secure. Okay, that is that boy ready to go. So you can see him there. All of the lights are just nice and kind of protruding a little bit from the slot, but they're in there. So then what we want to do is we want to get him in a position. So what does it say now? Now, turn the deck panel over so that the windows face out. Take the other set of deck panel lights fitted in this step and slot the bulb into the red and black cable on the top of the assembly. This will be fixed properly. This will be properly fixed in place during the next stage of the build. So it's just going to be a matter of, I think, turning them around like that. And we're not even going to... There, that should sit in there like that. So you can already kind of see where this is going. You don't need to be, clairvoyant for it. But there, that's sat down nicely now. And that, okay. So now what we want to do take the deck panel assembly we completed in stage 64. Sorry, just move my microphone. This lapel mic's getting on my nerves a bit. Slot its bottom edge into the top of deck panel L205, and then position the 2 deck panels along the saucer skeleton as shown. I want to make sure that the pin on the side slots into the hole on the skeleton. And when the panels are positioned correctly, secure them to the skeleton with 3 FM screws. So, this shouldn't be too bad, he says. I'm actually anticipating this one being a little bit nicer than the others, but there's that old phrase about counting chickens before they've hatched and stuff. Oh yeah, that's nice. That's nicely snug, that's in. Okay, so where's the part? The part is there. And what we want to do is just blomp that there on top, like that. Oh, right, bear with me just a second. Apparently this this bit here isn't down fully. There, that's better. So I guess what we want to do now, we probably want to bend that just a little bit. So we want to, that will go in there like that. Yeah, naturally that's popped out just a little bit. Right, there we go. That's a plastic peg. That's not very useful, Eagle Moss, to use a plastic peg for this stuff. So let me just pop that there like that. So let's make sure we are doing this, getting this in properly. So that, go over that like that. Oh, of course it doesn't, because that likes to fall out. This is where I think maybe I would benefit from using some sort of plastic glue on the bottom of it. Because it's, the problem is with these cables is they're not, you know, they don't stay in place. Like, look at that, I didn't even move that and it just popped out immediately. And there's, you know, you need like 4 hands to kind of fix it. See that, I couldn't even do that quick enough. This, however, this looks more promising. Nope, it wasn't, because it just popped out again. It doesn't like to stay in at all. I can see what's happening, I just can't really do anything to prevent it. There, I think we're sorted now. But it's still the matter now of getting that into place like this. Okay, that's in. Right, that's in now. There's another peg up this way, which is... Oh, there we go, they're both in. They're both in. Doesn't seem like it's quite as flush as you'd want it to be, which is sort of a bit of a problem, I guess. I can see kind of why. That's came out again already. So bear with me just a second. I'm going to go see if I can figure this out. Be back in a moment. Alright, welcome back. One of them things where, quite literally, the moment after I turned the camera off to record and had a quick look at it, it just fell into place. So it wasn't too awkward. This one, certainly nicer to put on than the other. And what we've got now is we're just going to pop the final screw in there to get that into place. That should keep it flush to the skeleton. There we go. We don't want to over tighten it, but yeah, there we go. So now that's on. So that is one of the panels. They're both two more panels on the underside of the saucer. And of course, as we always like to do here, turn out that light. Oh. This is what I mean about the battery box. It is playing up right now. But there you go. You can see it there. It looks great. I think I'm going to need to get a new battery box eventually for this. Or hopefully we'll get a new one. But yeah, as you can see, that's another panel lit up. So that is the end of stage 65. Let's go on to stage 66. Stage 66. Assemble and fit a spring-loaded section of the port nacelle pylon before constructing the next deck panel for the lower saucer. So, what we're going to do is we're going to go through stage 66, because that's the point of the video. It'd be very weird if I went into a song and dance right about now, wouldn't it? And I wouldn't do that, because I can't sing nor dance. Very much like that Genesis song, I can't dance. What am I going on about? This happens so much, just end up rambling. Right, take the lateral phaser array, 66J, and gently push 2 springs onto the pair of pins inside it. This has been a really good issue, I think, for me. Sometimes I have issues where I come out of recording and I'm like, oh, I'm glad I was seeing the back of that one. I think the last one I did was very much like that. It was just, by the end I was just like, oh, I hope I never have to do that again. I can't be bothered. This one has been very, very enjoyable. Making both parts of it, and you know, not to spoil the magic or anything, but I do record both parts one after the other generally when it comes to this stuff. So, here we go. Take the lateral phaser array, gently push both springs onto the pair of pins. These springs are very, very small and very, very easy to lose, I presume. So let's just get them on quickly. There, they're both on. Right. Push the lateral phaser array into position on the nacelle bracket port outer panel, as shown. That'll be that. Is there any... No, there's no coloration or anything on there. That's on. Okay, next step. Place the nacelle bracket port side outer panel over the nacelle pylon skeleton as shown, so that its springs will sit inside the round holes in the skeleton. That will require me to do that. Oh, one, come on. Alright, that's done. We got that like that there. Cover the springs with the nacelle bracket port inner panel and secure it with 2 BP screws. Eh. Oh, there we go. That clips on really nice and solidly around it. So, yeah, just, as is always the case with this thing, little bit of patience when you're popping it on. And what do we want? We want BP screws. One and two. It's been really good since coming back this year, doing stuff for the channel again. I've been really enjoying it. It was weird because the first couple of weeks of January had a very sort of disjointed kind of beginning. I wasn't in the mood the first week, had to get my booster another week, went to go visit my parents another week, and just a few different things kept popping up. You know, it happens. Right, those are on now. There's one, and those are nice and springy, actually. That's really cool. So yeah, a few things kind of popped up in the first few weeks of January, but I think we're settling back into a rhythm with it all. That's all you can really ask for. And I really enjoyed doing one of the recent videos on the channel. I am going to keep promoting that one because really happy with how it turned out, and that is the video I did that should be up now on Parasite Eve. It was part of my Games I've Wanted to Play series, which is something that I was really eager to do for the longest time. Right, bear with me just a second. Then use 2 more BP screws to secure the nacelle port-sized outer panel from the other side. Okay. So yeah, I mean, if you've got any interest in retro gaming, go check out that series. We've got the Dino Crisis video, and we've got the Parasite Eve video now. And that Parasite Eve video, really happy with how that turned out, actually. So just securing this in place from the other side. Yeah, and we push that and it just pops back into place every time we push it in. Really cool. Really cool. Finally, cover the 2 screw heads on the inner panel with a pair of screw covers, which we have here. And there isn't ones for the other side. I presume there's a reason for that, but we'll wait and see. And the other one... Oh. There they're in. So there you go. That's the first part of the skeleton kind of on there. Nice curved bit of plastic on it. And finally, we are going to finish off by making another deck panel. So you saw me do this in the previous bit. Really, really short and sweet, this one. I'm going to flip that over like that. We've already got the escape pod, the line towards the widest bit. One, two, three. Widest bit of the window towards the widest bit of the panel. We're done there. Two of the clear ones. And then we can wrap up this issue, which I think has gone remarkably smoothly. I've been very, very happy with how it's kind of panned out. Which is good, because that's sometimes you have these issues, and like I mentioned before, you kind of have moments where you're like, oh no, I don't want to do that. And I do appreciate I'm in a very, privileged position where I can actually just kind of record myself making this and afford to do it, so I don't like to complain too much. Let's pop these screws on. So it's what I like is that in the first issue where I did this, it was about 3 steps to do this bit, whereas now it's kind of a very much a one and done for it. It was like 3 steps to get to all of these screws being on. Now it's just like, nah, 1, you're done. We need another AM screw. And naturally the hard bit is going to be when this goes onto the saucer itself. But we will cross that bridge when we get to it. But I hope you all, if you're still building this, I hope you are enjoying it. I'll just screw that one down with an AM screw. There we go, now we've got 2 more to do. So let's get one of them in. That one's on. And the other one is on as well. Okay, so we've got that one in, we've got that one in. Turn that over, you can see it like that, looks great. Let's get the phaser array in there, we've got the final 2 CP screws for that. This is the ventral phaser array. That's one. And that is 2. And we're at the end of stage 66. That's it. And then the rest of the magazine has a feature on the Best of Both Worlds Part 2, which I will be going to read, because I'm very excited to read about that, because that's one of my... I have a few, and this is, you know, the end of the episode ramble, but something I'm quite interested in, actually, for a few of you. What are some of your earliest memories of Star Trek? For me, I think I've mentioned I was born in 1987, so I was kind of born the year Next Generation started airing, I believe, in the States. Now, I don't know when it came over to the UK, but my earliest memories of it are my dad watching it, I think on BBC 2 at 6 o'clock. Could be very wrong there. But I definitely remember seeing the intro. I remember being a bit creeped out as a kid by the intro, because it was quite sinister with sort of the underlying synth playing the theme. But I remember the intro, and one of my earliest episode memories is probably Skin of Evil. You can imagine why that jumps out at you as a kid, because it's, you know, it looks horrible now, it's really hawky now, but as a kid, you know, it was terrifying. And of course, going back to that, when I would have saw it, it definitely would have been late 80s, early 90s. I can't, you know, timelines don't really match up when you're that young. But that's one of the early memories I have, and I remember just knowing about Star Trek and seeing episodes, but not really knowing much about it. But I think the earliest one was that really kind of pulled the trigger for me was Best of Both Worlds. I remember seeing that very clear image of Picard as the cutest coming towards the screen, and something about that stuck in my head, and it kind of really triggered it. And yeah, it was like that sort of lead into fandom. And I remember having lots of toys and that as a kid. I had all the Playmates range of stuff, the phaser, the tricorder, the comm badge, the uniform, the whole lot. So yeah, what's your earliest memory of it? I imagine for a few of you it might vary. Some of you might be the original series, maybe some of the younger ones, Deep Space Nine, Voyager, or is your first experience of it modern Trek, the Abrams films, or Discovery, Lower Decks? It was something I'm really excited about as I'm, you know, ending this episode. But, you know, there's going to be, with Prodigy being out now, it'll be interesting to see the wave of younger people growing up with Prodigy as their first Star Trek and getting into it through that. That's really exciting that we've now got a Star Trek that properly appeals to younger audiences. But yeah, that's enough rambling from me, I think, for today. What we're going to do is we're going to end the episode there. I'm going to say thank you all so very much for taking the time to watch this. It's always super appreciated. Please do leave your comments. Please leave likes. Please do sub if you haven't already. Tell people about the videos. Go check out the other stuff on the channel. I will implore you, please check out that Parasite Eve video. Put a lot of work into that. I think it's one of the stronger videos on the channel. And just, yeah, let us know in the comments anything else. Until next time, I shall see you later. Goodbye.